Bilbo is an EP cat. He keeps making little noises. He keeps making little noises while he's eeping. But he doesn't actually want to talk to me. Listen, I'm trying, okay? Anyway, hi guys, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. There's a lot of random news. Yeah, she's literally just a ball of fur. There's a lot of random news, so I figured we'll just do a short, we'll just do like a short, well, I don't know, it's 2 or 3 hours short. I guess it is when you're used to 5 or 6 hour streams. A couple hours worth of content because today I only put up 2 videos, and tomorrow, oh God, tomorrow's gonna be so bad. Tomorrow's gonna be so annoying. I have to do multiple streams. Oh man, life of a content creator is so difficult. No, I gotta go and I gotta get Death Stranding. You know what's so annoying is that now that GameStop is dead, there's literally like only 2 GameStops around here, and they're all 50,000 miles away. So I have to go to Best Buy and I have to get it because I don't trust Amazon. I used to get games because I'm, you know, me buying digital, that's fucking disgusting. So if I want a physical copy now, because the closest GameStop to me closed down, so now I have to go to Best Buy, and that's annoying because I don't trust Amazon. Amazon, I swear, the last like 4 times I relied on them for physical games, they didn't get here on release. They were like days and days late. So I have to go and I have to get it. And then we have the Capcom stream tomorrow, which the Capcom stream's like 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'll go live at like 5:45. And then that stream's going to be like, well, the stream from Capcom is going to be like 40 minutes. So that'll be like an hour-long stream. And then after that, we're going to play Death Stranding. RIP GameStop. I feel bad because as a gamer, right, I want places that sell physical media to survive, but also fuck GameStop. You know, GameStop's just not good. So it's like, sure, I don't want one of the only like 3 places that sells physical games to die, but also they kind of deserve it. They really do. Anyway, hi guys. Walmart. I trust Target. I've never pre-ordered games from Target. Never have I ever. Never have I ever. You want some cheese with that wine, Mary? Yes, absolutely. That meme was so good. Of that, I don't remember her name. She's like, try being an influencer for a day. It's so hard. I love that. I love the stupid memes of people complaining about how realistically easy their lives are. I think it's great. What did GameStop do? I'm lost. Oh, GameStop just sucks. GameStop is Funko land. GameStop has nothing but Funko Pops and discounted t-shirts. And then they have like 2 copies of physical games in store. Game of the year, Death Stranding 2, and no, I don't care. I'm genuinely, I'm being honest with you guys. I'm keeping it a buck. I don't give a fuck if Death Stranding 2 is a 10 out of 10. There's no way I would vote for it over Expedition 33. I'm just being honest. Even if it's better, I'm not going to rate it fairly. You know, that's the problem. I'm turning into the access media. There's genuinely no way, though, that Death Stranding 2 is actually going to be better than Expedition 33. There's just no shot. First of all, it's a sequel. Okay, that right there instantly takes away at least half a point. And yeah, it's just not going to be better. It's just not going to happen. Anyway, hi guys. What did GameStop do? Exist. I know. I'm not trying to completely trash GameStop because at least it is still like one place that you can in theory still get physical games, but what have they done for themselves that has been good? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Clint, thank you for the 29 months. Don't confuse Funko Land with Funko Land. RIP Funko Land, murdered by GameStop. Yeah. Thank you for the 29 months. GameStop's just trash. Then again, most retail places are. It's like even Best Buy doesn't even have good stuff anymore. It's stupid. Anyway. Ghost, thank you for the 5. Daria from Beavis and Butthead. Never watched it. Never watched. Don't even know what the reference is. If she played video games and streamed. Good to see you smile today. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. I've never watched Beavis and Butthead. I think we've had this discussion before. Anyway, there's a lot of random news. And you guys know I love to laugh at Jason Schreier because he's a little bitch. And he's a little fucking loser. And so I had to take the opportunity to cover this topic literally as many times as possible. As many times. I should make a short. I should make a short after this stream trashing Jason Schreier. This conversation I'm going to clip and make a short of just to trash Jason Schreier an extra time on the channel. So yeah, there's a lot of like random small topics. And since tomorrow I'm probably only going to make like one video, I wanted to just do like a shorter discussion stream discussing. So Rachel Zegler, wow, how could this have happened, is implying she's not getting any work in Hollywood. I, for one, am shocked that a woman who basically went on a career suicide speed run now can't get work. Genuinely mind blown by this fact. It's almost like if you attack everybody who wanted to support you in the first place, those people don't end up supporting you. Never heard of that happening. But Rachel Zegler is saying that it is crazy. So she's implying she's not getting any work in Hollywood. Veilguard, I covered this earlier in a video, but there's a couple of Dragon Age writers right now who have decided that they wanted to commit a woke-on-woke crime because they're now refuting Jason Schreier's report from 2 weeks ago, where he had said it was all EA's fault that Dragon Age Veilguard was released and it was bad. And so instead of just taking that as a win and being able to blame EA, they're saying it wasn't a bad game. It seemingly wasn't EA's fault, and they created the best Dragon Age game they could have. If this is the best you've got, you just fucking suck at your job. I mean, why would they not take that excuse and run with it that, oh, it's all EA's fault? It's like they're saying it wasn't all EA's fault because the game wasn't bad, because it was good, because they made the best content they could. Like, ooh, seems kind of stupid. I mean, not that I expect these people to be a fucking pillar of brain smarts in this industry, but there's also another kind of Dragon Age topic that I found, because I didn't see this earlier when I had made my video, but apparently now a Veilguard creative director is just calling anybody on the right small and weak and puffed up by their own cruelty, which I think is always so funny. It's like Pedro Pascal calling J.K. Rowling a bully for having an opinion like 95% of the people on this earth have. It's almost like what you're doing by trying to cancel somebody is bullying them. So you're saying someone else is bullying someone when you're really the person bullying that person. I don't know. Just, I feel like people are so just not self-aware anymore. Maybe it's just because he's Hollywood's golden boy, right? So he feels like he can say and do literally whatever he wants. But all he's doing is just making himself look significantly worse. Like, I don't like Pedro Pascal. I've liked him in, like, 2 different things, maybe. I don't think he's, like, the worst actor to ever exist in terms of, like, what he's a part of in the movies and TV shows he's filming. But also, he's not that good. Right? He does not deserve to be one of the highest paid actors in the industry. Zero, thank you for the 2. I think that with the people behind Veilguard, part of it is them being so delusional, But another part of it is truly them just not knowing. It's almost like they don't know at all whatsoever how to deal with social media backlash, which I think is just so strange, because you see time and time and time again, like the access media covering stuff that, let's say, for example, politicians do, and stuff politicians say. These people are glued to their televisions. These people are glued to their cellular devices. These people are glued to the CNNs and the CNBCs, and they're constantly looking at the media, and they're constantly looking at the news, and they're constantly judging, going, oh, Trump shouldn't have done this. Trump shouldn't have said this. So you would think that they would be a little bit more aware of like what they're doing and saying and how it could be viewed, because all they are doing is judging people on based on their statements. I don't know. It just seems like they're the type of people to scroll, but not actually retain information at this fucking point. Anyway, we have the Ninja Gaiden 4 director basically giving the finger to game journos, because they said that they think games are trending towards being easier to play, and promising Team Ninja sequels will go in the opposite direction. Absolutely based. Absolutely amazing. I think that that's great. Listen, I get that companies want to sell their product to as many people as possible, and so that means that they need to provide as many options. And in the case of video games, if you make a game with an easy, medium, and hard difficulty, well, that makes it so much easier for people of all different sorts of like levels, like experience levels, to be able to play them. But also, it's very different from the game rants and the Kotakus, right? Who say that games like Death Stranding 2 have unique ways of letting players deal with bosses, which means, oh, you can skip them. Or, oh, could a skippable boss fight utopia be upon us? They are not worried about pandering to these losers. That's for sure. Britt, thank you for the 10. It's called confession through projection. The woke does it all the time. They say you're doing it to them exactly what they are doing to you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. Thank you for the 10. And Raptor, thank you for the 3 months. The gays ruined my favorite game franchise with their bullshit, and they still want to blame us? The audacity. You're going to have to be more specific about which franchise. You just said my favorite game franchise. I could sit here all day listing them off. I'm assuming you mean Dragon Age. Since that's what we were just talking about. But you're gonna have to be a little more specific here. So bad. It's so depressing. I can't fucking believe that is where we are at this point. Oh, can you specify? Literally all of the franchises at this fucking rate. And the other major one that I wanted to talk about was Square Enix. Viewers in the chat are expressing negative opinions about a person named Pascal and are criticizing... I couldn't read it fast enough. Oh, man. Why are you guys criticizing Pascal? Oh, criticizing a product associated with him. Some viewers are discussing his sexual orientation and perceived biases, while others are defending free speech. Whoa. Yes. For the 2 allies we have in chat. You're so nice to defend him. You're such good people, all 2 of you. I don't trust Square Enix. I don't like Square Enix now. Cautiously optimistic that this could be turned around. I mean, you guys know I'm a fan of like Final Fantasy 16, and I don't think Final Fantasy is in like a god-awful state right now, but I always thought it was crazy that they took mainline Final Fantasy and they decided to go in the direction of like modernizing it and updating it, and they decided to go for like action. It was good. Final Fantasy 16 was great, in my opinion. Mods ban anybody criticizing my opinion, but on the flip side, it was weird that they went away from turn-based when that's what so many people had loved about Final Fantasy. But now Square Enix is acknowledging Expedition 33's success as inspiration for the next Final Fantasy as turn-based is still beloved by gamers. I don't trust them. I'll believe it when I see it, but damn. Damn. Is Square Enix becoming based again? I don't know. I don't know about that. I want them to. I'd love it if they were. But are we going to legitimately get rid of like the internal ethics department? Are we gonna stop censoring breasts? I don't know. Rager, thank you so much for the 15. I like Pascal in Game of Thrones, Triple Frontier in that film with Nick Cage playing Nick Cage. Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but that was a good movie too. I now avoid anything he's in because he's insufferable. Didn't bother with The Last of Us, and I love the game. Yeah, the first Last of Us game was really great. It's just unfortunate that, like, the second one exists in any capacity. But yeah, I thought he was really good in Game of Thrones. I thought that he was a pretty good Joel, but yeah, he's pretty insufferable now, for sure. But thank you so much for the dono. And Josh, thank you so much for the 50. Absolute Chad. Just discovered your channel a few days ago. Loving the content. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much for your support. Of course, I really appreciate it. Glad you found the channel. Glad you're enjoying. And haven't been bought out by the mainstream media yet, so you can expect more good content. Hey, I've always told you guys, I guess since Josh is new, I'll tell you, if I ever get offered millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars from the mainstream industry, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna hire the most fucking woke shit activists possible, and I'm gonna keep them. If I ever get rich, I'm gonna keep them on a game for years and years and years and years, so all the shit is too busy making the biggest pile of shit, and so those people can't infect the mainstream industry, and then I'm gonna fire their fucking asses and never put that dog shit out. Yep. But then they won't be infecting the mainstream industry. Thank you, Josh, for the 50. Raptor, thank you for the 5. They ruined Dragon Age for me. Yeah, Dragon Age is unfortunately dead. I don't think that we're ever going to get another Dragon Age game. Or if we do, it'd be like, I don't know, 20 years or 25 years when they've sold. When BioWare's been sold and EA's no more. And they have to go back to the content WoW. Everyone's laughing. Why are you laughing? It's a good fucking plan. It's a good plan. That's how I plan to save the industry. Anyway, those are the major topics we're going to be talking about. Let's start off with Rachel Zegler. We're talking about Pedro Pascal, insufferable loser. Let's talk about Rachel Zegler, another insufferable loser. Can I just say, this man's face bothers me. I don't know what it is. I think I think it's them. I think it's them collectively. They just look so ugly together. I mean, she's pretty bad on her own, but I don't know. He just kind of looks like a frog. Anyway, Rachel Zegler was a Hollywood darling, but after a number of box office failures, including the recently released Snow White, it appears she's not getting any more work in Tinseltown. Who could have imagined this happening, guys? What do you mean Rachel Zegler's not getting work? That is insane. Rachel Zegler's been in 3 movies. She's been in four movies, and 3 of them lost hundreds of millions of dollars? How could this have happened? Wait, didn't technically Rachel Zegler movies, I know it's at least 3 that have lost major money. Spellbound lost money, yeah. Snow White lost money. I don't know how much the budget was for Y2K. So, but that was smaller. Hunger Games, I guess that one didn't technically lose money. And then West Side Story, did it make money? Come on, Google, give me the answer. It did not make money. Oh. That was the one. That was the one I was giving her credit for. How much money did Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes make? It made, oh. I was giving her credit for a movie that didn't make money. And I was just trying to save it for her. Oh. Well, guys. None of her movies have doubled and then some. So, anyway. Hey, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. Whoops. Zegler's Hollywood career began after she was chosen by Spielberg to star as Maria in the West Side Story film. Don't care. Hunger Games was fine, I guess. Y2K didn't watch. Spellbound, trash, Snow White, dog shit. I mean, we're just talking about failure after failure after failure. Honestly, I think she deserves an award for being propelled to the top of the, like, I guess, Hollywood franchise charts, and being in no movies that have made money. Maybe she deserves an award. Jeez. Seems kind of special, to be honest. I mean, that's not good. The closest it came was Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which was a $100 million budget that doesn't include marketing. And it made $348 million worldwide. So there's no shot that that even made money. That was the most successful thing that she's been part of. And even that didn't do good. Video man, thank you for the 5. Ninja Gaiden difficulty settings should be normal, hard, nightmare, and super shinobi. They will show you how to play the new mechanics, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that every franchise has to have some kind of easy mode or a journo mode. That's just my opinion. I don't think they all do. But thank you for the donut. And Raptor, thank you for the 2. And now those same people are working on Mass Effect. Some of them, not all of them. Not all of them. As far as we know. What if they said that they got rid of like half the people and it's just like 95% of them are actually working on Mass Effect? Wouldn't surprise me. It says, though, in an interview with ID, what the fuck is ID? Zegler discussed taking on the role of Ava and implied she made the return because she wasn't getting any work in Hollywood. She said, I came back on my own volition, which is just crazy, and to theaters, which usually there's a very fine line, right? You're an actor who starts in theaters, in like theater work, and then you go to Hollywood and you never look back. Or you are somebody who starts in theater, goes to Hollywood, and makes so much money, and your career is so massive that you decide, you know what? I just want to do theater again for the shits and giggles because I don't need to do this for money. I've never seen somebody devolve and go to Hollywood, work on some of the biggest franchises there are, like The Hunger Games, working with Disney, working with Steven Spielberg, and then going back because you did such a bad job. I mean, I'm sure that it has happened, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. That's pretty bad. That's not good. I'm the type of person that can only be bored for like 2 weeks. Yeah, because you need to go back to fucking work. Get back to put the fries in the bag, sweetheart. After Romeo and Juliet closed, I was doing the odd press here and there for Snow White and was sitting there for a bit going, what am I supposed to do? Additionally, she stated, I think the reality of being a woman... Oh, I don't care about what you have to say. If you bring gender into it, I literally just don't give a single fuck. If you have to bring gender into a discussion to give more credence to your words, you instantly should not be listened to. I don't care if you're a man doing it. I don't care if you're a female doing it. Though 90% of the time it's females doing it. Just saying, women are great. I love women. Especially my wife, Ronnie. But, I love that blue lady. But it's always people like Rachel Zegler who have to bring gender into the conversation for fucking sympathy points. I think the reality of being a woman in this industry, as archaic as it seems, is asking yourself, when will I get the chance again? By the time it comes back again, I may be considered aged out. See, what I think is funny about she's not, first of all, she's not even that old. So like, why is it that like you're having this, you're even having this conversation? But second of all, I think that she realizes how bad her image is in this space now. I think that she realizes that there's no amount of success she could find in this industry that would ever, in my opinion, be able to cover up or erase the damage she has done for franchises. So, yeah, I don't know. She's pulling out the Scarlett Johansson card real early this time. Not that she'd ever be even a fraction of the woman that Scarlett is in terms of her Hollywood career. The fact that Zegler admitted she was sitting around bored and was wondering what she was supposed to do heavily implies she wasn't getting phone calls to star in any upcoming productions from Hollywood. Yeah, if you're somebody who literally just had your fucking Disney debut release and you're not getting phone calls, that's pretty bad. I mean, she's worked with what? Netflix, Disney, Paramount, well, Lionsgate, and she's worked with, yeah, she's worked with like multiple giant companies. It's not like she's been doing indie films and had one big movie. It's unclear why Hollywood might not be calling Zegler anymore. Guys, it is literally so unclear. It is literally mind-boggling. I have been scratching my head for hours trying to figure out why. I've been racking my brain over why she hasn't been getting offers. I thought I was pretty smart, but I can't figure it out. It's almost like she's been in like 8 major fucking movies and all of them have been failures and she hasn't done that good in any of them. And I thought that she did decent in Hunger Games, but also I didn't think that she did so extremely well that she deserved awards for it. And I've talked about this before. You have to be a phenomenal actor at like award-winning level for me to actually sit here and praise your performance, because there's so many actors who are only okay. God, looking at that image, can I just say, looking at that image, it's pretty bad. Why did they put her in that Party City outfit? What even is that neckline? It's just so bad. With the way her neck looks right there, it almost looks like a McDonald's M. Anyway, not only is she box office poison, but she's a divisive personality. She's engaged in cancel campaigns against fellow actors like Gina Carano and Jeremy Renner. She called Renner a racist, sexist, transphobic garbage monster and claimed he disrespected the deaf community. Let's just throw every ist and every phobe at the wall and just hope that one sticks. Just one has to stick. And you know what's funny is that none of them did. I mean, that was 2019, right? Which is also crazy because Disney went on to hire an actress who trashed an actor that people like significantly more in one of their major franchises. Hey, you guys know I don't like Hawkeye. Hawkeye's fucking stupid. Okay, in a world where you got Doctor Stranges and Spider-Man and Thor's, why the fuck do I care about a guy with a bow? But he still put on a better performance than at literally any of the movies she's been a part of. All of her movies combined. Sorry, Zegler. You're just not that good. She piled on Gina Carano back in 2020, writing on X, "Do not make fun of pronouns." Yes, chat. Do not make fun of pronouns. What is she gonna do? Who knows? Who knows? But don't make fun of them. She added, "They are not a joke." Chat, this is literally not a joke. Literally not a joke. Okay? Pronouns are validating. Pronouns are cool. You know what else is cool? You know what else is fun? You know what else is validating? You using proper fucking punctuation. Put your pronouns in your bio. I wear my pronouns on a button sometimes. It's a good thing. Okay. I need to print this shit out and put it on a fucking poster board. And I need to walk around a city. And I need to remove her name. I need to remove any reference to her, and I need to go, do you think that this is a joke, yes or no? I feel like 90% of people would say, yeah, this is a troll. This is a joke. If I removed her name from this and you didn't instantly know that this was Rachel Zegler, you'd probably be like, damn, this is a troll. It's a fun time to remind you all to love Pedro Pascal. She thought by saying this, because by this time he was already like kind of becoming Hollywood's golden boy, that she would get roles because she pushed the same shit he did. But that has not that has not really worked. In November, she of course wished that President Trump supporters never knew peace while cursing out Trump himself. Listen, I totally get that you might not like a certain political figure, and that's fine. Everyone is going to have their own opinion, but you can voice that in a way that is respectful to those people. And the reason why people point and laugh at individuals like Rachel Zegler and her political opinion is because they truly do get so bothered by every little thing. And they take offense to every little thing. It's so easy to mock people like her. And, well, when you go around and you say that you hope, in this case, Trump supporters never know peace, right? You've got tens of millions of people who are also going to look at you and call you a fucking loser. So, yeah, I mean, she's definitely somebody who's been very, very vocal in how she feels about certain political figures. Which, again, like, she can have her own opinion. She definitely can. But I don't know how people like her truly and genuinely think that this is going to play out well for them. Hollywood, I get it, is very ideologically driven. And yeah, you are more likely to get jobs if you are a lefty lunatic like her and Pedro Pascal are. But how's that playing out for you? I mean, she's, in theory, right, for all intents and purposes, she's pushed their propaganda perfectly. And yet, she's not getting any work in Hollywood. So, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad for her. I mean, at this point, there isn't really going to be anybody to sit here and support you. Like, there's not going to be anybody who is going to defend you. Except for, I guess, the people who ultimately aren't going to watching your movies. So, yeah, that's really bad for her. She's done everything the way that she probably was told to, and yeah, it has not paid off well for her. Too toxic for Kamiwood is crazy. Yeah, I think that it really does boil down to her, on one hand, dividing audiences, dividing a potential customer base, but also I think a major problem is that she's just not very talented. Like, no matter how much you push you push their BS, like, you still need to have something going for you. What does she have going for her? Anybody? I don't know. I don't have a list of things that I think she's got going for her. I guess she's got the bitchery going for her. But yeah, I mean, the person who goes around calling everybody racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, losers, and wishes that certain people with political leanings don't know peace, well, nobody likes her. Gee whiz. Who woulda thunk it? Weird. Weird, weird. Jeez. I'd say I felt bad for her. Because her career is nosediving, but the problem is that her career never really got off the ground. I mean, she was given a major amount of opportunities, sure. But I would say almost, I guess, every time she's gotten a big opportunity, she's ruined it. Like, I guess with, like, West Side Story, she didn't technically, even though people were, like, questioning that, like, her casting decision, but she didn't say anything controversial really then. Beside that, though, she's ruined every other opportunity for herself, or her image in every single one of those opportunities. Drew, thank you for the $4.99. She touched the game pack. Do not touch the game pack. I swear I didn't. It was somebody in chat. It literally was not me. Literally was not me. Anyway, thank you for the $4.99. But yeah, that's the Rachel Zegler 411, the latest scoop on Rachel. Oh, by the way, guys, really quickly, subscribe to the second channel. I'm going to be putting up the Liza P. Overture review later on. Or tomorrow, probably. I'll probably edit it and stuff tonight. Subscribe to the second channel. I want to get it to 3K. Thank you. I have a bunch of reviews that I want to clip to put up there, but I'll probably do Liza P next, and then we'll be finishing Liza P next week. The actual, like, base game. The DLC was so fucking good, but yeah, go subscribe to that. Thank you. Also, Goal True, thank you so much for the $4.99. Oh, that's right. It's over there. Thank you for the $4.99. We did get the goal. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Guys, it's always a awful day when I have to talk about Dragon Age the Veilguard. Listen, I know it's funny. It is funny. And these people make themselves look absolutely ridiculous. And so, sure, it's technically a good day. Technically, it's a good day. Because I can make content off of it. But also, it's not good because it makes me sad that the Dragon Age days are over. Like, we're never gonna get another good Dragon Age. I don't even think we're ever gonna get another Dragon Age, good or bad. Which sucks. But we have a bit of a woke-on-woke crime happening. Because the activist Dragon Age writers are now going after the activist access media. And to top that off, you also have a Dragon Age creative director calling people on the right small and weak people puffed up by their own cruelty, which is also funny, given everybody who does this ends up jobless. It's kind of weird. We should hook up the Dragon Age the Veilguard writers and creative director with Rachel Zegler. They probably could get her to star in their next game, given she has no work. I'm sorry. That was a bad idea, and I don't want to give them any ideas. Well, I guess again, if all the people that are trash at their jobs are all working on one job, that means we will have a maximum trash job, and those people won't be killing potentially good projects. I guess there is that. It is what it is. Anyway, Savvy had actually posted this over on X. She had said the writers of Dragon Age Veilguard refute Jason Schreier's sloppy writing and claim that they were incapable of making a better Dragon Age game, which I think is so rich because... Listen, first of all, nobody should take Jason Schreier seriously. When you hold on to information about people being mistreated in their work environment for years and years and years and years, just so you can hopefully profit off of it one day, your opinion should be instantly discarded. Let's just start off with that little piece of info. Jason Schreier held on to the info about Blizzard for, what, 6 years? So he could write a book. And that right there makes him a absolutely trash person, in my opinion. We're not talking about, like, I don't know, holding on to information for a month so that you could verify it. Maybe even, like, I'm gonna be so fucking generous right now and say 6 months. If you're trying to piece, like, a really big story together, maybe 6 months, you could hold on to that information. If we're talking on something as massive as, like, Blizzard and these accusations and stuff, okay, 6 months, super generous. But when you hold on for years and years and years, then just to sell a book, and so that you can fill your pockets with that info, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. If he was writing the book and then he was going to donate, like, all that money to, I don't know, like, donate it to charity or to someone, like, in the situation's family or something like that, or legal fees, like, that would be different. Also, I'd have a slightly different view on it. But he didn't do any of that. Wow, gee whiz, who could have imagined? And I don't think any of us really have a lot of respect for Jason Schreier. I don't think anybody really should. He's a genuinely scummy, questionable person. Though, listen, Savvy, I love you, but we all know his writing's sloppy. She said, though, we know none of you were capable of more and now will hopefully never be hired by a major studio again. The problem here is that a lot of these people do end up failing upwards. And I'm not saying that's definitely, like, gonna happen here. I'm not saying every single one of them is gonna be hired by another major company, but a lot of them do. A lot of them do. And I think that they should hold on to those opportunities and take these jobs while they can, because it's not going to last. It's not going to last forever. It's definitely not. I mean, with all of the massive layoffs that are happening in the industry, yeah, wouldn't surprise me if half these people don't have jobs in the next 3 years, maybe even 2 years. It says, though, Weeks, the lead and person who hired that other male consultant, yes, whenever we hear the word consultant, it's basically opinion discarded. Known for ruining things, was also writing a personal book that features the exact same concept of a quirky band of merry retards in a fantasy setting. She used the word retard! We've got to cancel Savvy. That's absolutely fucking retarded. So this person... This this just nice, great old person, Brian here, had posted, which this is, if you haven't seen the video today, okay, let me know what you pick up on here first. Reposting without comment except, insert comment, I refute that we made a bad or compromised game. We made the best version of what we released, warts and all. I'm damn proud of it and the team. We couldn't have made a better Dragon Age, only a different one. I'm so fucking confused. First of all, reposting without comment, except comment. And why does, at the end, he say we couldn't have made a underscore better underscore dragon space age space only a underscore different underscore space one? What's going on? Somebody did not look over their work, because if they had done literally a single round of proofreading, they would have deleted reposting without comment. And they would have fixed the spaces or the underscores. I don't understand how somebody that is writing a personal book can be this bad of a writer. Sorry, I just have to say it. Maybe his book will be great for the 3 people that will read it. I don't know. I know that I'm certainly fucking not going to do that. But there's so many problems here. I refute that we made a bad or compromised game. You have no idea what you are talking about. You have no idea what you are talking about. If you think that in any world could be called a good game or an uncompromised game, you are retarded. That is crazy. You can refute something all you want. That still does not mean that it is not true. It is true. It was a bad game. It was a compromised game. We made the best version of what we released, warts and all. You're basically admitting that you're trash at your job. You are admitting that you are not talented. You are admitting that you have no creativity. You are admitting that you have no talent. You are admitting that you should not be hired to work in any sort of creative position at a company in literally any industry. And you expect people to take you seriously? Get woke, go bro, to the top of the charts, guys, am I right? This is literally the guy who went out and defended you guys. Which, to make that even worse, right, this Bloomberg article, the Inside the Dragon Age debacle that gutted EA's BioWare studio, he's handing them a big fucking win. He's handing them a big out. Because he's saying, oh, in that, Jason Schreier had said, oh, it's EA's fault that this game failed. He wasn't blaming the creatives. He didn't say you guys created a god-awful experience. He didn't say you guys were talentless hacks like I am. You're pushing away the only people who have defended you from the beginning. And of course, he did delete that post, yeah. But he put this out. He blamed EA the entire time. You guys could have just said, yep, that's true. Jason's right. It was all EA. Because these people hate taking accountability. Now's the time they actually decide to grow a fucking backbone. Ooh, they're really bad at this. They're really, really bad at this. I'm damn proud of it and the team. Yeah, well, clearly EA's not given. They fired 95% of you. We couldn't have made a better Dragon Age, only a different one. Maybe that's what you should have done. maybe you should have made a different Dragon Age. Because if this is the best you've got, you are trash. That's insane. You could put Veilguard genuinely against 95% of the games ever created. Even like indie, even the fucking 99-cent slop on Steam, right? You could put Veilguard against 95% of the content that exists in the history of the gaming industry, and Veilguard would not... Veilguard would be still in, like... honestly, maybe even the top 1% of worst games ever created. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's one of the worst games I've played. That's for sure. Like, it is worse than most games ever created. Veilguard is worse than some of the fucking gacha mobile slop that exists out there. Insane. I'm glad that they're proud. I say this all the time. As a creative, sure, you do need to be confident in what you made. And especially in this case, because if you're not confident in it, you don't like it, well, you're gonna disappoint the 3 fucking fans you had. Because nobody else likes it. See, it's so hard to take these people seriously. It genuinely is. Because they come out and they say something like this, oh, we couldn't have made a better Dragon Age. It's the reason why I don't really give games a 10 out of 10 is because there's always something that you could have done better. There's always something that could be done differently. In this case, there clearly were other things that you guys could have done to make it better. You could have written a coherent story. You could have written way better characters. You could have created better character relationships. You could have created better environments. You could have created literally insert anything that is or has to do with a video game. Like, there's nothing in this game that was great. That truly couldn't have been better. Even something like the soundtrack was bad. Even like the lighting and the textures were bad. Character designs were, of course, awful. And the story, and God, it's just a shame that these people are still in the industry. And listen, I don't like to revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs, but when you suck so much at your fucking job, you really don't deserve to have it. And in this case, you're a writer and you can't even write a sentence. You can't even double check your work. Because you're saying reposting without comment, except, and then you enter in a fucking comment. The last sentence, you don't even know how to use the space button anymore. You don't even know how to use the space key anymore, man. What was this guy consulting on? How to make the worst game possible? Because that's what it feels like at this point. Yikes. Zero, thank you for the 2. They could have not pulled a barf. Yeah, that's true. And Drew, thank you so much for the 2 super stickers. I'm sad that StreamYard doesn't pop up with the super sticker on screen. That depresses me. And they will be hearing from my lawyer. Thank you. And Raptor, thank you for the 5. Every faction had a transformer in it. More than meets the eye, robot in disguise. Thank you for the donos, guys. Yeah, apparently they couldn't have made a better Dragon Age, which is mind-blowing because you definitely could have. You could have. And it's so funny to see a woke-on-woke crime like this. Jason Schreier is, I'm not going to say the only journo, because there's been a lot of journos that have damage controlled, but one of the journos who has tried from the beginning to give you guys an out. Tooth and nail, he's defended them with the top of the charts comment. He wrote like 2 other questionable like articles / reports about BioWare. And then he wrote this piece, which was about blaming EA for the failure of the game. Which, sure, maybe part of this game's failure is on EA. Maybe it is true that EA had allowed them to start the development process, and then EA, midway through development, told them to go to live service, and so they had to start shifting all the content, and then they said to halt it, and then go back to the single player, and sure, maybe that did start to absolutely fuck up the project. But even so, even if, let's say, we'll put 50% of the blame on EA, because I'm a generous, nice fucking person, right? I'm a generous girl. Let's say 50% of the blame's on EA. You guys still created slop. EA wasn't the one writing the story. EA wasn't the one coming up with character designs. EA wasn't the one writing the barv. EA wasn't the one coming up with bad textures. EA wasn't the one coming up with a bad gameplay loop. EA wasn't the one that decided to dumb it down in the world of Dragon Age for a modern audience. EA wasn't the one to do any of that. So, like, even if EA is 50% of the problem, you guys are still the other 50% of the problem. So, what do you expect, man? Like, you're still at least even half of it. Also, hello, Lumi. Hello, Raiders. Hope you're doing good. Welcome to Livestream. Sorry, I was on a rant. Please forgive me, Lumi. I hope your stream went well. Drew, thank you for the 199. Still depressed. There's no super sticker image because StreamYard sucks. Michael, thank you for the 5. For some good news, I've reached level 80 in Expedition 33 and have finally mastered parry. Nice. Yeah, it probably took me that long. I don't think I mastered parry even though I beat the game. So, doing better than me. Thank you for the 5. And John, thank you so much for the 2 months. The Dragon Age Veilguard era and other woke crap games was created by toxic positivity. Oh yeah, I do definitely think that that is a major part of the problem. For sure. I was on a rant, Vera, from start to finish of the stream. I mean, that's usually what happens with discussion streams, right? So I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Stop, you're spitting too much facts. Yeah, sorry. I'll stop now. I'll give Jason Schreier a chance to speak. Jason, you got the floor. Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you, Jason. Trick Weeks, of course, because Trick Weeks just has to repost it and retweet it. I was so lucky to get the chance to work with you, man. Cannot wait to see what you make next. Likewise. Listen. I don't know what's worse. Truly, I don't. Either... let me ask you guys, what is worse here? The fact that you've got these people being so out of touch that they say that they created the best game that they could have, or watching these guys circle jerk each other around. It's truly crazy that these two motherfuckers are probably in a group chat together where they could have privately talked to each other, and they're just like, "Slay, queen. Yes. I cannot wait to work with you again. I can't wait to see what you make next." It's pretty bad. Both are equally bad. Montesquieu, thank you for the dono. Worst part is we have to keep track of all these people. Corinne Bush quietly joined another studio. Yeah, Corinne Bush joined Wizards of the Coast product, which it's the way that I feel about it's the way that I feel about Sam Maggs, right? Because Sam Maggs was working on the Knights of the Old Republic remake that I don't think's ever going to come out now. She's the one that said that she got graped virtually in GTA 5 at the beginning of Gamergate 1 because she actually wanted to be a Gamergate 1 woman, but then she just literally wasn't picked by the crowd. But she went to work for Wizards of the Coast and for Dungeons and Dragons. So, like, slop can keep slop. I'm fine with putting the slop all in one big pile. And if that's what Corinne Bush is doing now, totally fine with me. Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering and Wizards of the Coast was lost long ago, yeah. So, that's a problem. But it's just so funny that this is happening, that these two people are now, like, trashing Jason Schreier, and they're trashing one of the only people that had actually defended them because they're trying to, like, save this game's image, even though I don't think that that is clearly possible, and we all know that. But then you also have other people like this. Dragon Age writer blames anti-fans for the game's failures while ignoring the industry's role in massive flops. Of course, because it's never anybody's fault except for ours. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never theirs, though. They can do no wrong. They created the best product that they could. They are passionate people. They always try their hardest. And, of course, blaming anti-fans, aka literally just people who criticize them. It's okay to be criticized. If you're making a product and you are receiving, and you're only receiving positive feedback, you're not reaching a large audience. If you are only receiving positive feedback, you've only got 5 people looking at your creation. Sorry. And David, the former lead writer on Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition, was drawing attention for comments made in a recent Games Radar interview about so-called anti-fans. So this guy didn't even work on Veilguard, and he still went out of his way to defend Veilguard. This is not a situation you want to find yourself in. I would already have a headache if I was a Dragon Age the Veilguard writer. Never mind if I wasn't, and then jumping into the conversation and trying to defend them. Yeah, that's not good. In this piece, he criticizes what he calls anti-fans, individuals who, he claims, actively work to see certain games fail as a form of punishment for creative decisions they disagree with. What I find interesting about this is that they say things like that. Oh, you're actively working to kill a game or to bury a game. All I'm doing is criticizing a game. That's really all it boils down to. And not just me, but other people as well. We're criticizing, in this case, Dragon Age, because first of all, it was a just dog shit product. But second of all, people loved Dragon Age. It was a franchise so many people had so much love and nostalgia for. So people wanted Dragon Age to be good. So people criticized the latest Dragon Age game so that maybe in the future you would make a better Dragon Age game. What is so hard to understand about that? Like, we criticize things not because we were hating losers, but because we want them to do better. It's like, do you really think I would be sitting on this channel and doing all these videos and live streams and all this content if I hated video games? No. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, if you hate video games, you're not going to be able to even criticize them in a meaningful way, and then these people wouldn't be listening to you anyway. So the people who are able to delve into the lore and give you all their opinions on, oh, comparisons like, oh, this is what you did better in Dragon Age Inquisition, and this is how it was worse in Veilguard, those people genuinely care. We're criticizing because we want you to do better. Yeah, like, if we wanted your game to just fucking fail, we wouldn't actually criticize. We wouldn't actually give you any feedback. Pretty bad. Well, they think we're bad, but really, they're worse. Because it's, oh, if you criticize, you're just a bigot, an istophobe. What can we label you today? Grant, thank you for the 5. Are they ever really doing anything but virtue signaling, though? It's all about how committed they are to the revolution or the party. That's all. I mean, yeah, these people love to virtue signal. Primate, thank you for the 4.99. This was EA's fault. They should have nixed this game before it saw the light of day. There was no way they didn't know this game was going to be a failure. I think that it's kind of like a mixed bag, because maybe people at EA did see this game and know it was going to be a failure, but also they had already dedicated so much time to it. That is a major problem, is that when you've already put 5 or 6 or 7 years and hundreds of millions of dollars in, companies feel like we just need to barrel forward with it. We just need to put it out because we've already put so much time and money into it. We might as well see if potentially it could stick with an audience. So, like, true, EA is partially to blame and they should have killed the product. But, like, they truly believe that one day the message will pay off and that products like that will actually be wanted, which isn't happening. Alex, thank you so much for the $9.99. Dudette, AI will write better stories than these wokeaholics in the future. I can attest to that because my AI short story is in the Library of Congress. It costs only $45. I mean, you guys know my opinion on AI. You guys know my opinion. I don't like AI as a replacement. I think AI is realistically going to be used as a tool in the future. Like, I don't know, spell check, right? I don't support AI as a full alternative. And sure, there is the argument that, oh, well, AI doesn't start out with having it like an agenda like these people do, but also you can program AI to do the same exact thing. You could go to ChatGPT and type in, write me a short story, rewrite 1984 with a woke feminist viewpoint, and then it's gonna pump out the fucking Julia retelling they put out last year. Thank you, Alex, for the $9.99. And Drew, thank you for the 5 months. Like the stream, yes, like the stream. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you can train and tweak AI to be biased too. So that's my problem. It's like, yeah, sure. Initially, it technically isn't, but also it's easy to manipulate. We need one AI to detect other AI. It's just a circle of AIs. And, well, now that we've got these two people on social media, and, well, specifically Blue Sky, talking about how, oh, we're reposting without comment and then giving a comment. You also have the creative director calling people on the right small and weak people, puffed up by their own cruelty. Imagine if I said, people on the left are small and weak people and they are self-centered and they are puffed up by their own ego and toxic positivity. They call me a fucking bigot. They'd call me a bigot and say, not everybody on the left is exactly the same. Okay, not all of us have the same opinions, and all you're doing is harmfully putting us into a box and labeling us. Oh, it's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when you do it to others. Oh, yeah, we want to be called this and that, and this is my preferred pronoun, and you need to respect that. But I can't show you any fucking respect. Ah, yes. It is funny how that works. John Epler, the creative director for Dragon Age the Veilguard, called people on the right small and weak people puffed up by their own cruelty. Yeah. In a post to Blue Sky, Epler, who is now the narrative director at Full Circle Studio, reacted, I know words, I thought I said it right the second time, reacted to a Wall Street Journal article about Florida Republican Representative Kat Cammack and her ectopic pregnancy that she had in May 2024. And then, of course, he just goes insane and he talks about fear-mongering and their comments about abortions. And this guy is supposed to be a video game developer. And sure, everyone can like have their own opinion and they're allowed to have their own opinion. But imagine if I was just a normie, right? Imagine if we were normies. Let's cosplay normies for a minute. And we're like, oh, I really liked Dragon Age Inquisition. And I saw the credits and I saw this guy's name. Oh, this guy made a good game. And then you go to his social media and you see something like this. Yeah. Yeah. And it also doesn't help, of course, that all he's really doing is dividing a group of people who might purchase his product in the first place. Like, yikes. Also, I don't know what Full Circle Studio is. What is Full Circle Studio? Ah! I'm blind! What is that? Couldn't you guys have just made that a tiny fucking logo? I can't even look. The what? Do you guys see that white text? That is actually... Guys, there's text here. I can't read it without highlighting it. I genuinely cannot read what that says. The white text on the yellow. Tell me what this line at the bottom says. Right above the blue... right above the blue box. Tell me what that says. It's terrible. Holy fuck. Oh, is this the new G4 TV casting couch? Full Circle is all about having fun and making great games people want to play with their friends. Well, that's not what you guys are doing. So, oh, you guys make Skate. Okay, so he just got pushed off to this is the other studio he got pushed off to. I can't read any of it. Yep. That is bad. That was awful. From now on, chat, if you piss me off, I'm giving you the yellow screen. So they just make Skate. So that's where he went. After BioWare axed everybody else. I didn't know. Whew, I think I'm gonna need 2 to 4 business days for my eyes to readjust after that. That was terrible. That was awful. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Veilguard anymore. Jason Schreier and the Veilguard writers, just the worst people in the industry, are fighting, and you love to fucking see it. Oh no, I'm so sad for them. That's terrible. And of course, the comments here are absolutely hilarious. So basically, they're saying they were shit at their jobs and nothing could have made them less shit at their jobs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You have interesting times. The story and characters certainly could have been better, but I still enjoyed it. That might be mainly because it was free on PlayStation Plus. Most things are enjoyable when they're free, but also I still wouldn't have been able to enjoy this. Wouldn't have been able to happen. We made the best we could and it was shit. I am so proud of myself and my team for making shit. It's unfortunate that these people always fail upward. Veilguard failed due to its brazen departure from gamers' desires. Whether the failure was due to wokeism or bad writing, the issue is they did it deliberately. They chose to create art in direct retaliation to your average gamer because they see us as the enemy. It may sound dorky, but this is cultural warfare, using art as their weapon, which is, yeah, definitely true. But it is what it is. When you hire activists, you deserve to fail. I don't know what else to say about it. Genuinely. So, yeah, pretty bad. Vera, I will sue you for eye damage. As a web developer, I'd like to declare that site a hate crime. It was pretty bad. Let all these people drain their bank account. They think they are better than other developers. Oh yeah, they definitely do. And the problem with that is that there are still some companies that do listen to these people. Though They're getting fired left, right, and center, so it's not very good. Not very good for them. You get what you deserve, never fails, yeah. Like, sure, I don't revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs, but also your actions have consequences, I guess. And it's not my fault you fucking suck at your job. And you create trash. And Bilbo's moving around! Bilbo! Bilbo? No. Bilbo! Bilbo! Eee! I don't even get a look. You see what I have to deal with? I don't even get a look. Just ignored. Just ignored, man. Feels bad. I don't even get a look. Not even in my direction. He doesn't even want to talk to me. Bilbo? Bilbo! 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 Anyway, time to move on to the next topic. Next topic is Square Enix. Okay, guys, do you think Square Enix is going back to based or not? I don't. I don't think Square Enix could go back to being based anytime soon. I think that them acknowledging this game's success and potentially using it as inspiration to turn Final Fantasy back around still does not equate to them actually doing it. I do not believe it until I see it with a company like this. And I know it feels good to win, right? It feels good for our opinion to be acknowledged. Because just a couple of months ago, I had talked about this. Square Enix is probably kicking itself seeing the success of the realistic turn-based JRPG Clair Obscure Expedition 33. An analyst was saying that, you know, they were probably kicking themselves over it. And now we're just getting, like, confirmation because they're openly, they're acknowledging it now. And that's good. But also, I still don't trust them. Unless they prove to us that they got rid of their internal ethics department. Unless they actually put out another Final Fantasy that turns back to turn-based. And they put out good, like, consistently good content again. Yeah, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Bilbo ignores Vera. Poor Vera. Yeah, Bilbo. I can't get anything from him. I can't even get a look. That's the worst part. Feels pretty bad, man. So it says Clair Obscure Expedition 33 is an absolute marvel that has shook the gaming industry. No one expected it to be so good, but it's already the leading contender for Game of the Year, with its impact regarded as an example proving AAA publishers wrong. Its success is impossible to ignore, and even Square Enix have acknowledged Expedition 33 as an inspiration for the future of Final Fantasy. It's so fucking funny. Is he okay, though? Oh, yeah, he's okay. He was just moving around a second ago. See, I tap, and he look, and then he go, no, leave me alone. Anyway. It's funny that it's worded like this, that Square Enix has acknowledged Expedition as an inspiration for the future, because really, it's the future of the past. The past was the future. The reason why Final Fantasy got so popular, or at least one of the reasons, is because of turn-based. So you'd think that they would have stuck with that, and I get it, right? Every company wants to modernize, every single company wants to expand, they want to try new, different things, and I love Final Fantasy 16. I thought it was a phenomenal game, a phenomenal experience. I'd love if they made more games like it. Maybe not mainline Final Fantasy, though. Maybe not. Maybe they should go back to turn-based and then eventually do more action, but with side stories and side content. So it says on X, a user was part of a recent Square Enix shareholder meeting as an investor. Their original post on social media is entirely in Japanese, so there may be some slight inaccuracies with automatic translation, but they discussed wanting Final Fantasy to be turn-based again. Wow. A company is seeing another company do something that they had done for 1 billion years earlier, and then when they finally move away, this is the boom of content that people want. Feels bad to be Square Enix right about now. The investor said, I had the opportunity to speak, so I expressed the opinion that I would like new releases of Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy to alternate. Additionally, I expressed the desire for new Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy titles to be command-based RPGs, explaining this by referencing the shift in direction from 16 and the success of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which gained attention in 2025. Final Fantasy 16 was a lot more action-oriented than previous Final Fantasy installments with its combat compared to action games such as Devil May Cry, and unfortunately, Square Enix stated that sales for Final Fantasy 16 did not meet their expectations, and amongst many fans, reactions were divisive due to the extreme change in gameplay. Yeah, like they took it in a wildly different direction really quickly. I think that they should have done more spin-offs, and then they could have judged from there the performance of the spin-offs versus the mainline titles with turn-based to see if that's actually what people wanted. And Square Enix makes a lot of turn-based games. I'm not saying that they've completely abandoned turn-based games in general. I always have to clarify this. They haven't completely abandoned turn-based games. It's just that when you are comfortable with a certain type of gameplay for a franchise, that's what you expect. Like, would you personally play a God of War game that was turn-based? Probably not. Would you play I don't know, a Devil May Cry farming sim, a cozy farming sim with fishing? That's not what you expect. And so when you are comfortable with something and you know something and you expect something, right? It's going to be drastic when you move away from that. Vash, thank you so much for the 10. I just started playing Stellar Blade. I've never played Dark Souls or Souls-like games. I'm struggling with some of the combat sections, but at least I'm failing while looking at a cute girl in a bikini. True and real. Stellar Blade definitely, I don't think is the most difficult, but I do think that it is a good, like, action game to kind of get you into the scene. It's like with Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. If you want to get into Souls-likes, those are games that I typically recommend because they're much easier and they've got difficulty options, but it's similar feeling combat. But thank you so much for the 10. I am glad you are enjoying Stellar Blade. It is a really good game, in my opinion. I'll play almost anything turn-based. If it's good, of course. I agree. I like turn-based. I feel like turn-based doesn't get a lot of the recognition currently that it deserves. I'm glad that, like, Clair Obscur definitely helped, and, you know, before that, like, Baldur's Gate and stuff, but I'm glad that it's a genre that people are asking more for now. They said that Square Enix's response was that the next 3 years of the medium-term plan will focus on delivering truly interesting games to users, with many titles including mid-tier ones. See, this is the problem. All Square Enix has been delivering is mid-tier games for years. I know what they mean. I know what they mean. I'm just a troll, but also, maybe fire your internal ethics department. I think that honestly could be something to start with. Not played Final Fantasy since 12. Square Enix didn't want my money. Kaloth, thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Square Enix is a company that is hard to want to support. Now, I do still think that some of their content is good. You guys know I'm not a complete Square Enix hater. It's just hard to defend them now. It's hard to even see what they envision for their company's future at this fucking point, with how drastically they've changed franchises around. And regarding the desire for Final Fantasy to return to traditional turn-based combat, Square Enix said that they are aware of Expedition 33 and consider command-based RPGs to be Square Enix's origin and foundation. For Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest, Square Enix insisted they value the command-based RPG genre and plan to continue delivering games in this style in the future. For fans disappointed by Final Fantasy 16, this is fantastic news, as it means Square Enix intends to return the series to command-based formula that made it popular. I loved FF16. It was my game of the year in 2023. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was so good. I thought that it deserved so much more attention. But even though I loved it, oh my god, guys, if they released a mainline Final Fantasy game that had been turn-based, but then Final Fantasy 16 was maybe, I don't know, 15% or 20% smaller in scale, and they released that as a spin-off, it would have made fucking money. If they had given it a slightly smaller budget and it was on a slightly smaller scale, but they had released that level of quality for like a side entry, it would have made money. It would have made money. Everyone would have loved it. I genuinely believe a major reason why a lot of people didn't like Final Fantasy 16 is because they just wanted turn-based, because they expected turn-based. And I completely understand that. I totally do. I totally get that people expect something, they want that delivered to them. I get it. I still thought it was good. The next mainline Final Fantasy installment will be the conclusion to the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy in possibly 2027. So years and years and years down the line. And after that, here's hoping the mainline Final Fantasy games do return to its more traditional turn-based roots, as both Persona and Clair Obscur Expedition 33 show that turn-based gameplay can still cater to the masses and leave room for innovation. I think that they also have a problem with Final Fantasy VII. Listen, I know that it's going to be the conclusion, but we're still years away from the conclusion even. That's terrible. The games are a big scale and big scope. I understand that. But also, you've stretched it out so long. It's taken forever just to get these games done already. You literally took a one game. I don't want to go on the Final Fantasy VII rant. You guys already know how I feel. Yes, guys, let's take one game and stretch it into fucking 30 pieces of content because we can't come up with anything new and unique and inspiring that people actually want to swipe their credit card on. So stupid. So stupid. You know what isn't stupid? Josh being a Chad and donating 5. As an older gamer with slowing reflexes, a return to turn-based for Final Fantasy VII would be incredible. What made E33 amazing was its mature, intelligent tone. Yeah, I thought Expedition 33 was phenomenal. I thought it was so fucking good. And man, I could sit here all day and talk about it. You know what? Fuck Square Enix. Sandfall Interactive is the new Square Enix. There, I said it. They're not doing anything groundbreaking with Final Fantasy anyway. They're not doing anything that people actually want with Final Fantasy anyway. I mean, it's not like a Final Fantasy 17 would be a continuation of like Clive or Jill's story or anything. So like, okay, I got Final Fantasy 16. I liked it. I thought it was good. But yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan of the remakes. But E33 was absolutely amazing. Thank you for the dono. I appreciate it. There, she said it. Said what? Whatever it was, yes, she literally did say it. She's insane with her takes. But yeah, we had only heard back in May that Square Enix was probably kicking itself seeing the success of Clair Obscur. And now it seems like it's confirmed that they could totally recognize how well it did and that they need to go back to the drawing board. The hottest takes. Absolutely. Absolutely boiling hot takes. True and real. At least they're still good takes though. They should make a Final Fantasy Spirits within sci-fi shooter. How about this? They need to stop making Final Fantasy games for a decade. It's the exact same way that I have felt about Marvel and DC and, I don't know, insert Star Wars or any franchise that has been milked to death. You guys need to stop making these movies and video games for the next, like, 10 years. Oh my god. Guys, imagine this. Okay, hey, it's not happening. Imagine if after Infinity War and Endgame and shit, they had stopped making Marvel content for like 5 years. The hype when they brought a Marvel movie back, it could have been the most dog shit movie. They could have made the Marvels make $8 billion in theaters. If they had stopped for like 5 years and let the future of their franchise marinate a little bit, they would have made so much money. Like, they could have put out the most dog shit activist filled slop. Would have made $1 billion in pre-sales. That's what they need to do with Final Fantasy. They need to stop for a couple of years. They need to stop for a couple of years. They need to rethink their strategy. And I don't know, in the wise words of gamers, they need to get fucking good. Really quickly, guys, go and subscribe to the second channel. I'm putting up game reviews there, the clips of the game reviews. I'll be putting up collection videos, maybe clips of boss fights. I just spam the chat 8,000 times. So thank you. Please go and subscribe. I would appreciate it. I love Final Fantasy. I'm not a Final Fantasy hater. It's not like I want Final Fantasy to disappear forever. But also, if you're making trash Final Fantasy, what is even the point of making Final Fantasy? Not that I think, like, 16 was trash, but in general. I almost hit report. Don't report me! Ban Vera for spamming. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Square Enix, guys. It's not looking too good for them right now. It's not looking too good for them right now. They don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to throw shit at the wall and they're hoping it's gonna stick. And is that gonna happen for them? I don't know. I think that Square Enix has a lot of money to throw at projects. They found a lot of success, but saying, oh, we acknowledge the success of this other game, Clair Obscur, doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to say, we're going to go back to our roots and make Final Fantasy great again. It is what it is. And I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all whatsoever. I want to. God, I want to trust them. I just don't. Anyway, guys, last topic for the evening. Oh, did you guys see this, actually, really quickly? Absolute based actor. Can I just say, this guy has such a good mindset on the industry. I didn't want to make this a full topic, but he said it was beta testing without calling it that. Oh my god. This was so good. For whatever reason, a company deciding to release something that has these issues and then sort of taking care of it post-mortem. Obviously, we weren't the first game to do that. A very notorious example is Cyberpunk. As a gamer, as a consumer, I don't love that model. I don't like that moving forward from a consumer perspective, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I think it does a lot more long-term harm than good to your reputation to release something that is in a state of less than 100% and then charge 100% of the price. Absolute fucking Chad. He also said, I'm not sure what drives companies to essentially carry out beta testing without calling it that. I, as a consumer, would rather be told up front because then I know what I'm signing up for. Psh. My God. My fucking God. An actor actually coming out and acknowledging the problems. He's not sitting here saying, you guys are trash for criticizing. He's not sitting here saying, this is the worst company possible. He's not even attacking them. He voiced his opinion so well and even respected gamers. It's too bad this guy's been in like 2 games that were both massive failures. He was in, what, Mafia 3 and then Mind's Eye? I think he was in something else too. I think he was in something else too. Let me check. I was gonna look up the name of his character, but he was in Mafia 3. He was in Gotham Knights. Well, Batman the Enemy Within, and then Gotham Knights, and then Mind's Eye. So not very good. Oh, he was also in The Peripheral. He also had a side role in The Peripheral, which, by the way, was good. That was good. That TV series. That was Amazon. That was good. It's too bad he hasn't been in anything great. I hope that he lands more jobs. From what I saw, because I didn't play Mind's Eye, from what I saw in the game, he didn't do a bad job with the voice acting or anything, and he was the face model as well. It's just that the game was so extremely buggy and broken. I haven't seen any major problems with the story itself. Sure, maybe it feels a little bit generic, but also it's not like he wrote his character. It's not like he wrote the story. So, like, I can't blame him for anything that happened with Mind's Eye. He was good in Peripheral, though. Yeah, Mafia 3 also wasn't a bad game. Well, he wasn't bad in that game. It's just that it was, yeah, not very good. It was not a very good game in general. So, he can't even really be blamed for that either. But, absolutely great statement. He talked about it. He gave his thought. He defended gamers. He said, we're not beta testers. They shouldn't release games that are buggy and broken and that aren't ready to release. He said, for whatever reason, you know, they decided to launch it and then figured they could take care of the issues post-mortem, and yeah. They never said that, but let me guess, Casual Tours Vera likes 33 issues. Wait. What do you mean? Casual Tourist Vera. Wait. As she never played a Final Fantasy game. You know, guys, it's really... You know, guys... I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Literally never. Never played a Final Fantasy. Never talked about Final Fantasy. I just don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy, you know what I mean? I just don't care about Final Fantasy, you know what I'm saying? Me? Pfft. Never even heard of Final Fantasy, to be honest. Have you guys even ever heard of Final Fantasy? Okay, that actually was like the end of the Final Fantasy content. Like, right there. Never heard of Final Fantasy. Never played Final Fantasy. Never played Final Fantasy. Bro, there's 4 Final Fantasy games literally in this one image. Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Never played one of those games in my life. Anyway, I thought that this statement from this Mind's Eye actor was really good. I thought he deserved some praise for that. Even though he was part of a really trash experience. Preach. I mean, he's defending gamers. That's all that we could really ask for. Tifa, who's that? Never heard of that person. Big old 43 in game right now. The big old 43. Oof. That's not looking good for them. And the lead actor's now going after them. Yeah, you know you're cooked. Let's also check on what the ratings are. Mostly negative. Pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway. Interesting story that's held back by poor performance, bland empty world, terrible AI. Bad gameplay mechanics, no world map, no radio stations to listen to, unable to take any vehicles, shooting feels weak with no feeling of impact, graphics look bad but sometimes good. Good actors and voice actors, overall 2 out of 10. Product refunded. Whew. This game reeks of mismanagement, not a lack of talent by the development team. Well, listen. I think clearly it also had to do with the developers. I don't think we could just say mismanagement. But I ignored all the initial reviews and actually enjoyed myself a fair bit, but I wouldn't recommend this game to anyone. I'd recommend they watch some gameplay and make up their own mind. They talk about how technically it runs great, but then they say that they downvoted it because it just wasn't worth the money, which, yeah, I wouldn't want to pay anything for this. Product refunded. That's how you know it's bad. When you have product reviewed for free. You have 11 hours on record. And you got something for free. I thought I initially said free. And then you absolutely hate it. Because when people get something for free, they generally say, it could be worse. It could be worse. My God, what a mediocre game. I got this for free, but still feel like I want a refund. The positive things I can say about this game is that the cinematics look good and the soundtrack is decent. Driving cars is pretty decent too, but they kept flipping around super easily, and you're only allowed to drive the one car that the specific mission you're on allows you to drive. Bad. Mediocre at best, total mess at worst. Not recommended. Best way to describe this game, steaming pile of shit. So, yeah, that's pretty terrible. The premise of the story is engaging. The look and feel of the game are good too, but all the other stuff like glitchy graphics, boring quests, my God, the chase quests are terrible, and the lack of polish make this game just fall flat. I'm sad I kept giving it a chance thinking it would get better, and now I can't get a refund. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's not good. There are some recommendeds here. Really don't understand the hate on this game. Yeah, not open world and combat can use some upgrading, but overall great story. Yeah. Listen. I don't think anybody really agrees with you here, seeing as it's mostly negative. You might get 1 or 2 good reviews for the 50 bad ones, or the 100 bad ones. Bot? I don't know. I mean, I don't like to go around calling people bots, but it just seems a little suspicious. This one's a positive, and the review is, it's recommended if you like absolute garbage with extremely high and unwarranted production value. It's hard to recommend something that fits this description more than Mind's Eye. What game are we looking at here? Mind's Eye. Because I was talking about how the lead actor had made a absolute giga Chad statement. The one blue out of all these reds. It's almost like the election. It's pretty fun for me, but objectively, I would not recommend this to anyone at all. The AI is wonky. You can't just use any parked car, which is insane, by the way. Like, that's the least you would fucking expect in a game like this. It says, now the reason I had fun with it is because GTA 6 isn't out yet, and GTA 5 has been out since 2013. That is so bad. When the only way you had actually gotten a sale is because it's been more than a fucking decade since the last game came out in your favorite franchise. So you're like, yeah, I just need my fix, and I was hoping that this was going to come out and be decent. This reminds me of the day before. I beat the game so you don't have to. The graphics and driving system are stunning. The rest is a joke. It sounds like you only have 5 minutes of driving time within the whole game, though. It sounds like you don't, you can't just, like, go and, like, use a random parked car. What did IGN give it? IGN gave it, IGN review, Mind's Eye. They gave it, I think, like a 5. I think it was a 5. 4. Whew! That's how you know it's bad! Or it has women with tits. But in this case, it's bad. Mind's Eye's flashy graphics and cinematics can't hide its serious lack of substance and major performance problems. Whoa! What else is this guy rated? What else is this guy rated? Let's get something real quick. Oh, this doesn't just show the things he's reviewed. No, this does. Whoops. What else is he rated? Hold on. We gotta find something else real quick. Ooh, Great Circle. What'd you give it? Great Circle wasn't a bad game. Hold on. Gotta look. A 9! Okay, that's not serious. That's not serious. It wasn't bad, but a 9? This guy's a serious fucking gamer. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. This guy's a fucking gamer. This guy reviewed Bluey the video game. A game made for 3-year-olds. Baby's first video game. If this guy gave this game anything higher than a 3... Oh, you know what? I'll take a 4. Wait a minute! He's saying that Bluey the video game is as good as Mind's Eye. Okay, I mean, it's just take. Interesting one. Okay, I guess it's a 4. Guys, won't you go and buy the Bluey video game? Because a journo told you to. It is what it is. Well, guys, that is going to be the end of the discussion stream in just a minute or two. This was a quick bonus stream just because there was a bunch of other random topics to discuss. And since tomorrow I won't have time to make as many videos as I usually do, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Tomorrow I'm going to be live streaming at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. I'll be streaming the Capcom event, which starts at 6. That's going to be about 40 minutes long, so that stream will be about an hour. Then I'm going to get off stream for an hour, and I'll be live again at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'll be starting my playthrough of Death Stranding 2. So, if you're interested in Death Stranding, make sure to stop by tomorrow evening, and then, of course, we'll be playing it over the next million weeks, because apparently it's like 70 hours for the main quest. Hold on, I gotta recheck that real quick. Death Stranding 2, main story length. Oh! Wait, did the journos lie? The journos initially lied because now this says 30 to 50. Oh, we might only have a couple streams of this. Damn, the journos initially lied. Drew, thank you for the $4.99, or they play games extremely slowly. Good night, Vera. Good night, Chat. Good night, Bilbo and Meshcat. Bilbo is still sleeping, so I'm sure he'll be a menace later. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. But yeah, if you guys have any last-minute questions, comments, feel free to leave them in chat, but I'll be wrapping it up in just a sec. It's been fun. I like doing discussion streams. It's just that we always have so many games to get through that they're harder to replace the main game streams with. But I do like discussion streams. And I do want to do more of them. But yeah, I always love being able to sit here and yap for a bunch of hours, as women are best at. Yeah. I think you can use vehicles early in the game. Interesting. Interesting. It takes journos twice as long. True. 30-hour walking sim. 30 to 50. 70 to 80 if you're a completionist, apparently. I'm not a completionist. Is Death Stranding worth playing? Death Stranding... It's not an easy answer. Because I think that Death Stranding is a good game for a select group of people. The problem for someone like me personally is I want high intensity action all the time in my games. I always want a boss fight around the corner. I always want to be dying 50 times. Death Stranding is almost a peaceful experience. It's like kind of a walking simulator. If you want fun, you probably don't want to play Death Stranding. I get it. It's for a specific audience. And I didn't hate the first game. And I'm going to play the second one. Because obviously this part of my job is to play games. But I would suggest maybe watching a little bit of Death Stranding gameplay before you decide. Because you could click anywhere in a playthrough and you would understand the whole Death Stranding experience. You really have to be in it to win it for, like, the story. And that, yeah, it's not going to be for everyone. These discussion streams are very informative. Thanks for the stream, Vera. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Vera likes roasting journos. I can listen to you yap all day. Good stuff. Final Fantasy IX Remake outsourced by Square Enix to Standfall Interactive, so it gets made correctly. That would be probably good. I know. I disagree. I want Standfall to just make whatever they want to make. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up the live stream. Is the story worth paying attention to? Yeah, if you're gonna play Death Stranding, you basically need to pay attention to the story or else you get nothing out of the experience. Yep. The only reason you'd really play Death Stranding is for the story. It's neat. It almost has like a David Lynch feel to it. Like, a Twin Peaks, haha. By the way, they're making an X-Files Lego set. I'm gonna buy that shit. It's almost supposed to have like a kind of Twin Peaks feeling to it, but it's not as good in any way. So I hope that helps, but also that I guess really doesn't fucking help. I'm not a game salesman, okay? I'm just here to be honest. Yes, they are making an X-Files Lego set, which looks fucking cool. Anyway, guys, more like The Room. I don't know. Yeah, it is a Kojima game. Yeah, so it's really weird and funky. It's cool in some ways. But it is what it is. Guys, check out the links in the description. Follow me on social media. Join the Discord if you're not already a part of it. Also, really quickly, go and subscribe to the second channel. I'll have up the Liza P Overture clip. I'll probably put it up tomorrow if I get time to clip it out and edit it tonight. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Check out the links in the description. Follow me on social media. Join the Discord. I will be live again tomorrow for 2 separate streams, 5:45 p.m. Eastern, and then again at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be starting DS2. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening to my rants and my rambles. That's all I really know how to do. You know, I'm a woman. What do you expect from me? But yeah, thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by and have a really good rest of your evening, everyone.